Thing with me, guys, when you just keep saying the election was stolen, when you keep saying stuff like that, then I don't know how we get past it. Because you just keep saying, you keep saying, you keep saying. You know what Trump does? Trump repeats himself. He's like uh, he's like an automatic brainwashing machine. That's why I don't listen to him. I hear what he says, or I hear what he got to say, or hear what he says, but I don't really pay all that much attention to him because hell, I know what he's about. You have, let me see how to put word this. Okay, remember when Bill Barr was Attorney General, and Trump asked Bill Barr to let me see something real quick, guys. Really, really weird. Okay, so this is what I meant to say. When Bill Barr was Attorney General, right? Did Bill Barr go up to any election booths or election polling places to make sure the vote was right? No, he didn't. But for some reason, Trump is sending his attorney general and some other election denying chick that's going to be over the midterms. They're going to be in New Jersey overseeing the election. She should have no part in that. You see what they're doing? They're going to try to rig it. They're going to say, no, we've seen something that happened at this polling place that you should throw out the votes because it's something going on there. They're going to do that. Just listen.
Election monitors to polling places in one pivotal county in New Jersey, one that swung toward Trump last time. Those election monitors will report to Attorney General Pam Bondi and Harmeet Dillon of the Civil Rights Division at DOJ. Oh boy, you may recall both Bondi and Dillon were part of Trump's efforts to throw out the results of the 2020 election.
So that's what I'm saying. If these two women who tried to see, they even said the slate of electors that were fake, they should have counted that. They should have thrown the real ones out and counted the fake slate of electors. So now you got two people that's going to be over the elections that's election deniers. So you don't see that they're going to say, hey, there's something going, they're going to say that. You heard it here first. They're going to say something happened to that election. And this is the thing about me. If anybody has any sense, how did the Democrats, just follow me, How did the Democrats cheat in the 2020 election? Right? Follow me. How did they cheat in the 2020 election when Trump was president and over the government? Remember, Bill Barr looked into the election. So Trump, the Democrats can't steal the election if they're not in power to steal the election. They didn't hold the White House. They didn't hold the Congress. So how are we still in an election if Trump is the president? Now, maybe if Joe Biden, like this time, and Trump, said, hey, man, hey, something was wrong with this election. Joe Biden stole the election. See, there's a different person in there. Now you can say, well, okay, it might be some discrepancies against Trump. But when you're the president, Trump has discrepancies against Trump? That doesn't make sense. Okay, just like they do this about the Epstein files. When Joe Biden, he was president for 4 years, he didn't release him. Who did Epstein go to jail when he went to prison and he was deleted in jail? Who was the president? Donald Trump. Who was best friends with Epstein for over 15 years? Donald Trump. Who did Epstein work for at a school of girls? Bill Barr dad. See, Epstein worked at a girls' school back in I think it's the 80s, early 80s. He worked for Bill Barr dad at some kind of all girls school. So Bill Barr is the Attorney General. He's been deleted under Trump's presidency. I think my thing is this. I think Epstein has something. He's got something on everybody. Even Bill Barr and Bill Barr's dad. You can't put a video out to the public with missing time on it, and then say, "Oh, this is the full video." When you hand the public a video of missing time with missing time on it, that they're not going to believe you. And then come to find out, that video was pieced and stitched together. So if you're going to all that effort to try to make a video seem real, what are you hiding? What are you hiding? And this is another thing, man. This is what I mean by we're done. Stephen Miller, Trump's, I don't know who the president, I think it might be Stephen Miller. Because Stephen Miller calling all the shots. And I'm going to get to this video where ICE pulled a weapon on a Marine or a service member. Talking about bang, bang. You'll hear what I can't say it because I might get, yeah.
Chris Gentry says that, quote, as agents were driving away, they pointed a pepper ball gun and then a real gun as he was lawfully standing on the side of the road, voicing.
Listen what I'm saying. This is what ICE is doing to the military, our military.
Combat veteran Chris Gentry says that, quote, as agents were driving away, they pointed a pepper ball gun and then a real gun as he was lawfully standing on the side of the road, voicing opposition as agents were driving by in their vehicles. The agent who pointed the real gun at Mr. Gentry's face said, "Bang, bang, and you're dead, liberal."
Did you hear that? Bang, bang, you are liberal. So are you telling me that ICE is going after, they're threatening to delete Americans now? Because that's what that threat sounded like. Bang, bang, liberal, you're... What? See, these people have an agenda. You see the agenda right now when ICE, who's supposed to be going after immigrants, are calling American citizens names and bullying them, pointing weapons in their face. This is not America. Where they do that at? And then you got I'm just gonna call him the president. President Stephen Miller, telling everybody, telling ICE, you can do what you want to do to these people. You have a federal immunity to hurt any citizen and anybody you want to hurt, because we got your back. They once you give authority to hurt anybody, America's done. That's why they running up here beating up. Okay, I seen a video the other day, right, where this is what I'm talking about. They're in front of an ICE building. Listen, I don't condone and throwing shit at them and stuff like that. Hey, if you want to protest, protest. Violence is violence. I'm gonna call it out just like I see it. But if they tell you don't go over this line, and you don't go over that line, and then ICE comes up and snatches you over the line and whoops your ass, you are, yeah, so, yeah. You ain't got to cross the line. We're going to drag you over the line and then whoop your ass. That's what's happening. It's clear as day. I see it every day. ICE is actually then turned into, and I'm going to say it, and I don't even give a damn. They are some kind of, I'm going to call it out, a fucking terrorist organization at this point. At this point, if you want to go out there and get all the illegal criminals off the street, go ahead and do that. That's fine. That is fine. You want all the illegal immigrants this committing crimes off the street? I'm good. I follow that 100%. But Saturday, it was a school, like I'm going to say a Hispanic-oriented school. They were having a Halloween party, for the school. Why did I show up gassing 6 and 7 year olds trying to take their parents away? At a school? At a Halloween party. 6 and 7 year olds. You gassed them too. They are rogue, man. These people are fucking idiots. And this is the thing. This is the thing. This is what makes me think that Donald Trump is not going to leave. One, when you do stuff like this, right, and you think back to the last administration of Trump, the question is, how many people ended up going to jail for things they did wrong or breaking the law? A lot of his supporters and the people who was in his administration went to jail and has been charged. I don't understand how they don't think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen this time too. They're breaking all kind of rules, laws, and don't think when they leave, there's not going to be charges for what you did. Trump is the only one that's not going to go to jail. Unless, follow me here, unless he told him, you do whatever I say, I'm going to pardon you, or you do whatever I say, because we ain't going nowhere. 2 outcomes of that story. Three. Either they go to jail after the administration, they stay, and they do a coup. What's to stop Trump from saying right now, after the election over in 2028, you know what? I don't believe I lost. You know what? We ain't doing that. We're not gonna change. We're not leaving the White House because I don't believe that they beat me. So we're not doing that. When you got people like Pete Hegseth out there blowing up boats on the open sea, which we've never as Americans seen before. We've never seen that. Because you know why we've never seen that? Because it's against the law. You have maritime laws. You cannot, okay, just check this out. If you had an 18-foot boat, right, full of drugs, and you're coming from Venezuela, that 18-foot boat might take weeks to get here. But the thing you're not thinking about is where you're going to get the fuel from to get here. In an 18-foot boat over 1,800 miles, and you're saying it's bringing drugs to America? An 18-foot boat that needs to go almost 1,800 miles, the fuel would be astronomical to get here. You would need more fuel than the boat weighs or the size of the boat. And this is another thing, man. If you even write about what you're saying, you don't even have any evidence that there were drugs on that boat. Now, I seen a video today. I'm not going to lie to you. Seen a video today, and I know what bales of cocaine look like. It did look like that. But this is the only one I've seen like that. But this is the thing, though. This is where I'm getting to. If the Americans attacked that boat and 2 people survived, which they did, and you get them out the water, you help them, you fix them up, then you take them back to their home country and let them go with no charges. That happened last week. So you can't say people are bringing drugs. When you catch them, you just let them go. I mean, I thought they were bringing stuff to America. That's what you told me. Okay, what about you, Mr. Trump? You and El Chapo's family. Look it up. The government had made a deal with the biggest drug dealer's family, El Chapo, to bring them to the United States. They are here in America. El Chapo's, hello everybody, El Chapo family is here. You can Google it. While the government shut down, Trump is giving $40 billion to his friend in Venezuela to buy their pesos and help their country while Americans go home and lose their health care. You can't claim that you're pro-life and everything you're doing and the policies you're making up is to hurt and destroy people. This is the way I feel about Trump and his cronies. I think they really believe this. If you don't have enough money to live, maybe you shouldn't be living. That's the way I think because they do not care. You tow down I know presidents have projects when they move into the White House. I've seen a lot of presidents do it. 50 years old, I've seen a lot of stuff. But I've never seen a president tear down a building. I've seen presidents build buildings and add on to, but not just tear down a piece of history because I want a ballroom. Nobody asked for that shit. You wanted it because you want it. You want to build it because that's what you want to do. And see, this is the thing. If Trump is, you already know he's all about himself. If he's building, first he said it was 200 million. Then last week it was 250 million. This week it's 300 million. If Trump is actually going to come out of his pocket and build that thing, he's definitely not going anywhere. Why would any man, especially a selfish person like Trump, build anything and not get nothing out of it? No, that's for him. That's definitely for him. Him and his rich buddies. He had to build a building that reflects him and his rich buddies. Because Trump don't like when he goes somewhere and he see all this gold. Like when he go to Saudi Arabia, he see these palaces. He don't like looking at stuff, and he don't have that type of stuff. You know, he gets jealous. Listen, this is the reason why ICE agents is pulling out guns on him saying bang, bang, liberal, you are deleted.
Anybody who lays a hand on you or tries to stop you, committing a felony. You have immunity to perform your duties, and no one, no city official, no state official, no illegal alien, no leftist agitator or domestic insurrectionist can prevent you from fulfilling your legal obligations and duties. And the Department of Justice has made clear that if officials cross that line into obstruction, into criminal conspiracy against the United States or against ICE officers, then they will face justice.
You cannot, listen, police don't even have federal immunity. They have immunity, but, so what you're saying, Mr. Miller, is this. Go out there and whoop all the ass you want to. There's no consequences behind it. Just saying. That's what immunity means. You do what you want. There's no repercussions or nothing. This man has destroyed America. And another thing, I keep wondering about this little soft, thin-skinned man. Why is he so obsessed with people liking him? If you don't like me, I do something bad to you. If you don't vote for me, I take away everything you got if you didn't vote for me. A couple of months ago, he said he's going to do a new stimulus check for the people, but it's only going to be for MAGA, Republicans. I know he can't do that, but the point is you said it.
Since we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein,
and this is the thing about rich people, him and his wife then got in a whole bunch of BS. Melania Trump then got in a whole bunch of BS. See, they think they're smart when they're actually dumb. You know, Melania Trump came in on an Einstein visa. That's how she got her citizenship. An Einstein visa is like when you're like you're real smart, and you know, like hey man, you could be at MIT or working somewhere like that. You know, you're very, very intelligent, very smart. That's what you get that with an Einstein visa. Yeah. She was a model. So how did you get an Einstein visa as a model, which don't make sense because no other models have ever gotten an Einstein visa. But she said something to Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son, about a month ago. You can look it up. It's on the podcast. Look up Hunter Biden's interview when he said Melania Trump messed with Epstein before Trump did. Melania Trump sent out a letter to Hunter Biden, said cease and desist. If you don't, I'll sue you for $1 billion, something like that. So Hunter Biden said, fuck that. I ain't going to stop talking about you and Epstein because Michael Wolff is the one who said it. He's been on CNN and all these other places. Why don't you go after him? Finally, we get it a couple of days ago. Melania Trump goes after Michael Wolff. Same letter. Cease and desist. I'll sue you for $1 billion. Michael Wolff in turn gets his lawyer, countersuits. Now, you and your husband, Mr. Trump, has to go to court for a deposition about Epstein. See, now that's how we're going to get some of the files. They're going to release some of the files like that because they're going to subpoena. If Michael Wolff has it on recording, audio recording, and Jeffrey Epstein is telling Michael Wolff, yeah, I had her a full year before I gave her to Trump. Gave her to Trump. Y'all nasty, man. You and Jeff Epstein nasty. Passing off women and stuff like that. Y'all some nasty characters. And like I say, if Trump didn't know, if Trump knew Epstein was doing all of that stuff, you know why? You know how we know? Because remember, Trump said Jeffrey likes him a little young. How would you know? You had to be there to know that. You had to be there if Jeffrey liked him young. You knew. You know because you've been there. You seen it. You was involved. And then for, like I say, it's a lot of reasons. Why the Epstein file won't be released, and why they don't want them released? And I can even make a educated guess about the Epstein files, right? Adelita Guajalva, she's the one out of San Antonio, Arizona. She won her special election a month ago. Mike Johnson will not swear her in Congress. You know why? Because she's going to be the last vote on the Epstein petition. They don't want to. They don't want to see, and then they went home. See, they went home. They're going to make you think it's about they don't want to do the bill and they don't want to do the food stamps. Y'all don't want to do the Epstein files. Even if that lady signs that very last name on that petition, I guarantee you the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, and Trump is going to come up with something not to release those files. It's a guarantee. Why don't you want it the files in public, Mr. President? Because I think it's you, your friends, and your wife. Because if Epstein had Melania first, and then you gave it to her, gave them to him, what kind of transactions y'all doing? That's what I want to know. What kind of real transactions? Because there's a picture of Epstein with a big check at Mar-a-Lago, and it's some young woman standing there with another gentleman behind her.
Here to spell.
And it says sold to Donald Trump for $22,500. And everybody on that picture was kind of smiling and laughing, right? But if you got a big paper check and it says it had the woman's name on it, but they blanked it out on the news because they didn't want you to know who the victim was. Sold to Donald Trump for $22,500. If y'all go out there selling women, man, is that the reason why Epstein had Melania before Trump did? And that seems plausible because when Melania came from Slovenia or Slovakia, wherever she's from, she came here as a model. Guess who modeling agency she worked up under? Jeffrey Epstein's. So when Melania got here, she worked under Jeffrey Epstein's modeling agency. That's how he had her a full year before Trump did. And then people say, Trump he's the best businessman. He's the best this. That man is not a fucking business. Okay, check this out. He's a businessman in a sense, right? If you bankrupt 3 casinos, which casino is like a fucking ATM machine, it's a means to just print money for me. To me, it's impossible to bankrupt the casino. You bankrupted 3. You were sued for Trump Steaks. You were sued for Trump University. You were sued for Trump Vodka. You and your kids were sued in the first administration for fraud. That's why Don Jr. had to take over the company in your first administration. That's why you don't have a business license in New York. You cheated on your first wife with your second wife. Cheated on your second wife with your third wife. Cheated on your third wife with Stormy Daniels, which is a porn star. And that's true. Everybody knows that's true. But this is the kind of man we got running the country. A cheater, a con man, and a liar. Abraham Lincoln was going to receive a gift from like a king or something in I'm going to say in the Middle East or somewhere over there, like in the 1800s when he was a president. Congress told Lincoln he cannot accept any gift from a foreign nation. That's in the Constitution. Trump has a $40 million jet. He's building, the same people who gave him the $40 million jet, he's building a golf course in Qatar. And then in return, Trump is letting Qatar build an Air Force base in Idaho, which is in America. country has any military bases in America? I'll wait. None. But you gave me this jet. You let me build a golf course in your country. So in return, I'm gonna let you build an Air Force base in America. Man, if you don't get your crooked before you get everybody deleted over here.
Oh, okay. I know that.
Before, okay, why did in your first administration you call them terrorists? They were harboring terrorists. You call them every name in the book. But since they gave you that, quit stepping on that. But since they gave you that jet and that golf course, though.
Why didn't you wake me up?
Soon as they gave you that jet and that golf course, everything changed. Everything definitely changed. Let me see if I can find something real quick about what's going on. Okay, now watch this.
By the Attorney General.
I'm gonna play a clip. Okay, now check this out. Just follow me, guys. Trump always says he doesn't know about any victims in Jeffrey Epstein, right? If you know who Virginia Giuffre is, Virginia Giuffre worked for Trump. Epstein paid Trump for her, and she left Mar-a-Lago. Epstein got her from Mar-a-Lago, from Trump. And watch, he even admits he knows who she is. And he will say he stole her from me. That's what he's gonna say.
That he is in the Jeffrey Epstein files. He was told he was in the file 2 months ago, and then last week said, no, he wasn't. He was. This was during a briefing on the findings of the Justice Department's review of the documents relating to Epstein. That's according to sources familiar with the discussion. Those sources said the Justice Department found that the files appear to include several unsubstantiated claims that they determined not to be credible, including those relating to Trump. Bondi also raised in the meeting that several names of other high-profile figures files does not.
I'm trying to get to what he said. Oh, it's kind of low. I'm trying to see when he speaks. Yeah, it's not gonna be loud enough. But he definitely says, yeah, he stole her from me. And this is proof, right? This is what I was talking about. These people are so nasty and corrupt with this ring that they got. You know who Prince Andrew is? That's King Charles' brother. Do you remember in Trump's first? Do you remember in Trump's first administration, they kicked King Charles out of America, and when he went with no charges, and you know who that was for? Virginia Giuffre. The same one that started all this Epstein stuff. She the one. She name called him. She name checked him. The prince. And now look, if you Google this, the prince gives up all of his titles. Prince Andrew gave up all of his titles last week because, yeah, you've been caught with you in the Epstein files. You've been caught a long time ago. You was caught during Trump administration. He let you fly back to Europe.
Entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York. It's by a British journalist by the name of Andrew Looney. And it's about the pathetic life of Prince Andrew, but it is also about his connection to Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, and
Melania Trump.
In fact, it contains a passage in which Epstein is quoted. This is from an interview apparently in 2007, where he says that he had sex with Melania a full year before Donald Trump commenced his relationship.
Okay, that's Michael Wolff interviewed Epstein. He's got that on audio. Well, Epstein told him, yeah, I had Melania way before Trump did. Yeah, he said that. Now we got that out in the open. Yeah, I see why y'all trying to hide stuff now. Nutlick, I call him Nutlick, but because you know why I call him Nutlick, but it's Lut.
Yeah, this is
Shit, I can't even think. It's
this is
Lutnick.
You got it.
Lutnick, who was in Trump cabinet, he stayed next door to Jeffrey Epstein for over a decade. He recently, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, came out in an interview and said, "Yeah, I stayed next door to Jeffrey. You know, Ghislaine Maxwell knocked on the door and said, your next door neighbor wants to meet you." So he came over with his wife. This is the story he's telling. And when he walked in, he seen a door open with a massage chair. And they asked him, "What do you think was happening in that room?" He say, "Whatever was happening in that room, I know it was videotaped and recorded." How do you know that? You definitely his next door neighbor. Y'all apartments shared a wall. But how do you're the only person that's ever mentioned a massage chair in Jeffrey Epstein's house. And you're in the Trump cabinet. All of these people, I'm just going to say it. And I don't give a damn who gets mad. YouTube can get mad. Just give me a second, guys. Let me get some water. We're going to get to this shit.
Once he's in the White House, Gavin Newsom is going to sign those papers. And if
he said, I just got to say it. This is Trump. Gavin Newsom better sign those papers. If he don't, he's not going to get any money for those forest fires that he needs to get put out. Okay. So you're strong arming. You do what I say, and then I give you the money. We don't work like that in America. This ain't the Sopranos, bro. I just need some, yeah. So, what I'm getting back at, man, is this. I want to say to everybody in here, I appreciate you and I respect you. No matter who you voted for, I appreciate and I respect you. I just want people to see what's really going on. Listen. I knew when he said that he was going to go after the worst of the worst and deport them. I knew that was a lie. I'm on live, y'all. I am on live. Now we see ICE Saturday at an elementary school that's having a Halloween party for elementary school kids, and ICE is out there in the parking lot gassing them. I don't think nobody in here thinks ICE should be gassing 6 and 7-year-olds. I'm going to get down to something that's going to get on some people's nerves. And I know that for a fact, but hey, I don't give a damn. Oh shit, I'm trying to get me, waiting on my ice water. No, that's the right time. Okay, I'm still waiting. I know you guys have been in here. It's brainwashing. It's called brainwashing, guys. I'm just gonna find it. L-E-I-V-E. I'm almost there, guys. I'm trying to find something because I know that this is gonna piss people off, but it's the truth. You know, people can. You know, people need to have their own mind, own thoughts to make their own decisions. What was his name? Nick Fuentes. Yeah, I'm trying to find something. I don't know how to spell this. I guess that's. I can't find it. It's. Okay, I'm just gonna just give me a minute. I'm gonna go in there and ain't nobody coming with my stuff, and I'm just sitting there looking. Let me see about this one.
Fuentes, of course, he's an avowed white supremacist. He said, what kind of a man marries somebody named Usha? Clearly he doesn't value his racial identity, his heritage. I mean, this is racist garbage.
Yes, it is.
But this is also a guy that dined with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago during this campaign.
Well, that Donald Trump doesn't know anything about and frankly doesn't care for.
So you hear what that? You hear the president, vice president of the United States, let somebody be racist to his wife, and just because the guy dined, the racist dined with Donald Trump. Oh, he dined with Donald Trump. I'm just gonna give him a pass. He can talk about my wife all day long. What? And then you scream you are alpha. Oh, I'm alpha male. I'm big, strong alpha male. But you let your supporters talk shit about your wife. And the only reason why you let them talk about your wife because the white supremacists dined with Donald Trump. You fucking fat. I mean, I almost said it. Faded. You fucking faded.
Fuentes, of course, he's an avowed white supremacist. He said, what kind of a man marries somebody named Usha? Clearly he doesn't value his racial identity, his heritage. I mean, this is racist garbage.
Yes, it is.
But this is also a guy that dined with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago during this campaign.
Well, that Donald Trump doesn't know anything about.
I'm wondering how you. Let me tell you something. I know some people in here don't believe it. I get it. I get it. But if you've been around as long as I have, you see it. You know. And what I'm saying is what I know about Donald Trump is this. Is Donald Trump a racist? I'm going to say to a certain degree. You know, Donald Trump is the type of guy like this. He don't even like Muslims, right? He had a Muslim ban, right? But you over there dining with the prince and the Saudis, but you don't like Muslims. You got a Muslim ban, but why you dining over there with them? Because they are rich. See, that's the pass he will give a person of color. If you're rich, I ain't got no problem hanging with you. Donald Trump has been around a lot like R&B singers like Smokey Robinson and all of that back in the days. Only reason why he hung with them because he liked their music and they were rich. But the poor blacks, oh, Central Park 5, he put out an ad to get them the death penalty, and they didn't even do anything. They're bringing crime. They're bringing. Oh, shit, he might. You know what? I'm just gonna tell you. Me as a Democrat, I do have a problem right now with my own party. I think they're indecisive of what they want to do. I think they're getting rolled over. And I think they need to stand up and have a backbone. How can you lose to a person that lies every fucking day of the week? Either people don't like you. I don't understand it, to be honest. But we're really gonna get into it. Then you got Mike Johnson up there, him and his Grindr account all on his phone, and everybody knew what Grindr is. It's a alphabet people app for them, for the LGBTQ. Why is it on the speaker of the house phone? And then you take these purity tests with your kids, monitor their porn usage. Bro, you weird. You are a weird character. Y'all some weird people. Monitoring. Come on, man. You lost your damn mind. We almost there, guys. We almost there. But I'm going to play this again for everybody. Let me see something. What is it about white supremacy and the Jews? Why they don't like the Jews? That's a big question. And see, I know a lot of white supremacists are actually avowed Christians, right? And I see why, like a Nick Fuentes and these other MAGA, but they are Jewish people. Some of them. They can't even stand the Jews. White supremacists hate the Jews. Why is that? I know exactly why that is. Because white supremacists mostly are avowed Christians. And they know that the Jews, the ones that's supposed to be Jesus people, don't view him as the same as way they do. Which I don't even get, to be honest, because if Jesus was a Middle Eastern man, there is no white Middle Easterns. There is no such thing as a white Middle Eastern. So while you sit up there flying your Jesus picture up there with his blue eyes, that shit is false. The Bible even tell you he's a Middle Eastern. There is no such thing as a white Middle Eastern. And if the Jews went up to Pontius Pilate and said, "Hey man, this guy's, I'm just gonna talk to you in regular terms. Hey, this guy's over here, he's saying all kind of things. It's blasphemy against Caesar, and y'all gotta do something about it. We gotta stop him from talking." And they did. But who handed Jesus over to the Romans? It was the Jews. They use that against Americans, right? So this is what I mean by that, guys. It doesn't matter if you get upset with me for saying things like this. I take it all in stride, but it's the truth, man. It is the truth about how Israel used Americans and their faith to lie to us as a country and get what they want out of us. Like I was just saying, it's just the truth. Jesus was talking. The Jews did not like what he was saying, so they handed him over to Pontius Pilate to be crucified for the things that he said. They wanted to shut him up. So the Jews don't believe in Jesus like we do. Like we believe he's the Son of God. Over here in America, we that's what we believe in that Bible. They don't believe in the Son of God. They just believe he was a problem that needed to be taken care of. You look at them now. I guarantee you Google Christians go to Israel. You will see Americans being spit on, kicked, their crosses being snatched off their necks. Water being poured on the top of their head. Kids just kicking women. You know why? Because they don't believe in that. And you bring that over here. The Jewish community doesn't believe in Jesus like that. They will tell you to your face they don't believe in him like that. It's only Americans and other people around the world that do. They use that trick. Hey, the Bible says this is the land of God and you must protect us. That's why we was running over there dropping bunker busters on Iran and stuff like that because they wanted us to do it. Did we were anybody threatening America or threatening us? No. We did it for them. And Netanyahu, he always says, this is what he does. He comes over here and he says, you Americans should be ashamed of yourself. If Bibi Netanyahu don't stay as much, I ain't gonna start cussing. If he don't stay his ass from America, that's what he need to do. Instead of telling Americans what we should care about. If you over here telling Americans what we need to care about, and then Trump does it, or make rules to make that happen, who runs this mother? You know what I'm saying? Bibi Netanyahu wanted us to use our B-2 bombers and go bomb Iran. We did it, didn't we? We did it for them, didn't we? The same people who don't believe in Jesus. The same Jews, not the same exact Jews, but the same population of what you call them? It's a certain kind of Zionist. Them people don't believe in Jesus like Americans do. We believe in Jesus was the Son of God or God himself in the flesh. They believe he was a problem that needed to be shut up. Didn't he hand him off to be crucified? The Jews did that, right? It wasn't the Romans handing Jesus over to the Romans. It was the Jews handing Jesus over to the Romans. But these same people should be, oh, you can't talk about him. You can't say nothing bad about fuck them. What they terrorist ass. And it ain't even about Hamas. Because I don't like them either. Terrorists are terrorists. And I view you, Israel, and Hamas as the same motherfuckers. When you're killing innocent kids and innocent babies, you a terrorist to me. Every few days you dropping bombs on some other country for some reason. You over there in the Middle East just starting shit. Just starting shit. And then, like I say, the fucking hypocrisy of some of these people. But I'm going to get to this right here. Why did Mike Johnson, like I was talking about Trump earlier, even Speaker Johnson said Trump was an FBI informant. Michael Wolff came out and said the reason why Epstein got caught is because Trump went to the FBI and told. You know how Michael Wolff got that information? He said Epstein told him. If Epstein is Mossad, he got these back channels to these governments, he would know who told on him. Epstein was a very, very, very powerful man. And there is an Israeli prime minister called, it is not Benjamin Netanyahu. It's the one before him. I can't think of his name. One of those women came out last week and said the prime minister of Israel, whichever, Barak or something, his last name was Barak, beat her, knocked her teeth out. I mean, it was bad. And Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell told him, you know, sometimes you're just going to get that. That's what just came out last week. See, okay, and another thing. It's this young Israeli guy, right? This is about a month ago. You can look it up. Got caught up in one of those underage children bus. You know what I'm talking about. Pedo bus, whatever it's called. 22-year-old Israeli. He get caught up in it. Guess what happened to him? He gets sent back to Israel while everybody who else stays in jail. Why was he allowed to go back home? With no charges. See, that's the bullshit I'm talking about. But listen, this is Mike Johnson getting ready to tell, I gotta turn it up. He's gonna tell you, hey, Trump was FBI informant. He's the one that said something to take Epstein down.
United States. He's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows it has written.
He was an FBI informant trying to take the stuff down. Now, the very next day, I didn't, I didn't mean that. But you just said Trump was an FBI informant. He the one that told on Epstein trying to take the stuff down. You said that. Michael Wolff corroborated and said Epstein said it too. And he's got the recording of Epstein saying it, that Trump is the one that went to the FBI. See, Trump don't want his supporters to know he's a fucking snitch either. He's always talking about the deep state when you a part of the deep state, brother. Everybody in your cabinet either they either got fraud shit behind them or they in the Epstein files. Which is crazy. Everybody in this cabinet except Susan Wiles. But I'll tell you, Marco Rubio. But the rest of them got some kind of charges. Trump cabinet is full of felons. He's full of felons. Man, I'm just a lost word, man. And this is the thing that pissed me off. You see, I watch this channel called The Enforcer sometimes, right? It's about what's going on in Ukraine and in the world. You know, wars around the world. These people are even saying that Trump is going to get us hurt. Trump is he's if you say something to him, right, that he doesn't like, or he would put tariffs on you because you said something about what he said. Like, what was it, day 4 yesterday? He stopped trade with Canada for about a couple of hours because he said they cheated on a commercial. How do you cheat on a commercial? What's wrong with you, Mr. President? You know, you sound like a little whining ass baby. He ain't cheating on me. It's not fair. It's not fair. That's the way you sound every day. Because every day you saying somebody's doing something to you. And it's not fair. They took my ball. It's not fair. That's what I hear. I hear a little playground kid. This dude is supposed to be some kind of... Man, hey, somebody take Grandpa Keys away.
And the whole...
And this is the hypocrisy in MAGA, right? Jimmy Kimmel, like I'm not saying I'm against it or with it. Whatever he said about Charlie Kirk, right? It was an uproar. They fired him, and then they brought him back. But MAGA, they cheered it on. Yeah, cancel him. He said something. He's doing this, and he shouldn't be allowed to have a platform saying stuff like that, especially against Charlie Kirk, right? Because that's how Charlie got deleted. But they can say this.
And the homeless population, a lot of them don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that is necessary. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
You heard that? And lethal, you know what I'm saying? Or just delete them. Fox News said that live on Fox. Well, Fox said, whatever his name, Brian Kilmeade said that live on Fox News. And lethal injection or just get rid of him. But there's nobody screaming for him to be fired. And I think that's way worse than what Jimmy Kimmel said. That's fine in MAGA world. He can say people should be deleted all day. That's fine, because we get to say what we want to say on this side. It's just you can't say what you want to say. Because we'll just have the president write an executive order on that shit. This is authoritarian. Oh, let me get this real quick. Yeah, so saying all of that to say this. We have a hypocrisy problem. We have a lying problem. Okay, let me check this. This is the thing. This is what I mean by Trump is destroying this, right? In April, the jobs number came out, right? 133,000 jobs in April. So it went up. We gained 133,000 jobs. Very next month, jobs report come out. We lost 66,000 of manufacturing jobs. We didn't gain any jobs. Trump says in April, you see, we're bringing jobs back. The manufacturing boom is coming. May, when the numbers was messed up, we gotta fire the person. That's that. See, when you don't like the numbers, you fire. When you like the numbers, you keep them. Why do you think he fired so many people? It's not because they're doing something wrong. It's because they don't want to go to jail for doing something wrong. It's like the president pushes them to get in trouble. And this is the thing. This is what I'm saying about racist people. We have a African American museum in Washington D.C., right? Hence the name African American Museum. It's got slave artifacts. It's got a lot of things in there. Trump says, I don't want that stuff displayed because it makes the country look bad. And if you don't get rid of it, I'm not going to give the museum any funding because it's a federal museum. Now you're picking on the museums to display what you think it should display. Man, why don't you sit your old ass down somewhere? This is truly authoritarian. I don't like what the schools is teaching. I don't like what's in the museum. I don't like people doing this. I don't like people doing. It's just, it's too much. I thought this was the land of the free. Ain't no land of the free if you changing the law every 15 minutes. Somebody need to take Grandpa Keys away, please. I don't wish nothing bad on the man. I don't. I just want somebody to take Grandpa Keys away. You know, this is what I meant by the enforcer. Like, I watch him a lot. Now, every time Trump talks to Putin, do you know what I see on Russian tanks? The American flag. Russia is flying the American flag on their tanks in Ukraine. Because Russia knows who President Trump supports most. Yeah, we might give them this and we might give them that. But other than that, no. Listen, if people like Marco Rubio and a few more people in his cabinet weren't there, he would just pretty much hand Ukraine over to Putin. It's them who's pressing, hey, Mr. President, you can't let that happen.
He's the biggest victim.
See?
How many of his supporters went to jail?
See, this is Nick Fuentes. And he's a white supremacist. And he's letting you know about Trump. Everybody know who Nick Fuentes is.
He's the biggest victim. How many of his supporters went to jail on his behalf after January 6th? Did Trump do anything for them? Did he raise money for them? Did he talk about them, defend them? No. Many of them he didn't even fully pardon. He just commuted their sentence. How about all of the people that lost their jobs due to the vaccine that he created? How about all of the people that lost their jobs or got canceled supporting him in the first election that got beat up or killed? How many people got killed or had their business destroyed during the BLM riots because Sean Hannity was telling him it would be good for his re-election if BLM did their worst in all the major cities? It's not just him. We've all been in the fight for 10 years. We've all had our share of the suffering in one way or another.
See, this is what I mean. I gotta applaud. I listen to him, just to see the other side. Like I'm the type of person, I just can't solely rely on my views. I listen to other people to see or to try to understand why do they feel that way.
He's the biggest victim. How many of his supporters went to jail on his behalf after January 6th? Did Trump do anything for them? Did he raise money for them? Did he talk about them, defend them? No. Many of them he didn't even fully pardoned. He just commuted their sentence. How about all of the people that lost their jobs due to the vaccine that he created? How about all of the people that lost their jobs or got canceled supporting him in the first election that got beat up or killed? How many people got killed or had their business destroyed during the BLM riots because Sean Hannity was telling him it would be good for his reelection if BLM did their worst in all the major cities? It's not just him. We've all been in the fight for 10 years. We've all had our share of the suffering in one way or another. With our families, with our jobs, with our colleges, with social media, with our businesses, with the government. How many people have caught charges and for one reason or another, or had other issues? And now he says, if you're not on board with the Epstein cover-up, oh, I don't want your support. You're a weakling. Fuck you. Fuck you. You suck. You are fat.
That is Nick Fuentes talking about President Trump. Nick Fuentes is a staunch supporter of Trump. Sorry about that. We're still on, right? I guess we're still on. Let me see. Hello. 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 Okay, yeah, we don't. Yeah, so he's a staunch supporter of President Trump. You know, you can't, and this is the thing. A lot of MAGA people, you just let that man talk to you any fucking way he want to talk to you. He can call you stupid, he can call you this, and he can call you that. And you know, okay, sir. Man, yeah, I voted for Biden. Biden better not call me stupid, though. That'll be the last vote he get from me. That'll be the last time he anything from me. But MAGA, they be on their knees a lot, bro. I swear to God.
He's been through. He's the biggest victim. How many of his supporters went to jail on his behalf after January 6th? Did Trump do anything for them? Did he raise money for them?
We were in New York City on the media tour. They were doing a book launch at Trump Towers for the Universal Beauty book, and they had a bunch of former Miss USAs and Miss Universes and all 51 of us, and we did the red carpet, and that was tons of fun. And then they lined us all up, and Trump went down the line, and he shook your hand and, looked you over, looked you up and down, head to toe, and was just checking everybody out.
And you felt?
I felt very dirty. It was very creepy. It's kind of like when you're at a bar and a creepy guy is checking you out. That was the experience for me.
And Trump is a creepster.
Okay,
Children,
I gave you 4 chances.
Jews. No, okay, you gave me 7. You gave
Yeah,
me
and
7.
you know what? You couldn't
And I
give a
still
damn,
think
could you?
that you
couldn't
want to
give a damn.
blame more than me.
You don't care, and all you want is all the Palestinians gone. You can barely even bring yourself to say their name. All you want is to take over the West Bank and Gaza. You don't care how many die in the process. You want them all gone. You don't care, do you? That's the bottom line.
As you said, the audience will judge.
Okay,
Children,
I gave you 4 chances. All right.
Jews. No, okay, you gave me 7.
This is bad. They blame listen. This is how you know America is racist. Like the Texas floods. I live in Texas. When that Texas flood wiped out that girls' camp, guess what they said? Oh shit! It's DEI. Let me tell you something about that county, bro. There's not that many black people live over there. It's a rich part of the hill country of Texas, down there by Waco and all that type of stuff. Ain't nobody live in that area that don't have money or a ranch or a farm or something. But it's always DEI. They stopped food stamps, blame the blacks. They killed Charlie Kirk, blame the blacks. That's what they did. And this is what I'm saying. How do you, like, I remember what you call it, like I put it like this, before Trump era. When you go to Congress and you testify, everybody's kind of like, you know, calm a little bit. I'm gonna say calm. It's some stuff like people raise their voice sometimes, but now it's just like straight up sitcom type stuff. Like must see TV. Every time Congress holds something, you better see it because somebody's gonna be yelling, cussing somebody out, and kids watching, American people watching. I mean, people don't care. But if you say this is Emil Bove, he told when they was deporting all of these people and the judge told him to stop. He told his people, "F you, do what you want to do anyway. F that judge," and he's going to be asked about it. And just listen to his response.
Mr. Bove, I want to turn to the meeting that Mr. Ravani, the whistleblower, has written an extensive complaint about. The hearing started with the chairman reading a social media post by the Deputy Attorney General Blanche, who was present today but not under oath, nor is that social media post under oath. So let me ask you, since you are under oath, in the complaint it says, Bove stated that DOJ would need to consider telling the courts "fuck you" and ignoring any such court order. Did you say anything of that kind in the meeting?
Senator, I have no recollection of saying anything of that kind. To the extent I
You should recall, Mr. Bove, if you said or suggested during a meeting with Justice Department lawyers, maybe they should consider telling the court "fuck you." It seems to me that would be something you'd remember, unless that's the kind of thing
You say all the time.
frequently. Well, I've certainly said things.
I've certainly said
encouraging litigators at the department to fight hard for valid positions that we have to take in defense
And
of
if
our
you
clients.
frequently suggested that they say "fuck you" and ignore court orders, is that?
See, they are just terrible. They're not going to follow the Constitution. The Constitution is gone. Oh, this is what I meant by this. Listen, this is coming from a Jew. And he's going to tell you, how do Jews believe in Jesus? What do they believe in Jesus?
We don't believe in the divinity of Christ. I mean, Mary can make an argument that the Gospels which were written.
He was just a prophet. And
No. We don't even believe he was a prophet.
what do you think he was? What do you guys
What do I think he was historically? I think he was a Jew who tried to lead a revolt against the Romans and got killed for his trouble. Just like a lot of other Jews at that time who were crucified for trying to lead revolts against the Romans and got killed for their trouble.
That was a Jew saying that. They thought they don't believe in Jesus. They thought he's a troublemaker. That's why they handed him to Pontius Pilate. They still think that today. Today, 2025, Jews in Israel still think he was a troublemaker, while Americans think he would believe he was God. Somebody's right and somebody's wrong. Why don't the people where Jesus came from believe the same thing we do? Because they know something we don't. Don't Americans believe Christ was either God himself in the flesh or the Son of God? That's what Americans believe. Jews don't believe none of that. Hey man, this dude over here talking crazy, he's blasphemous. Take him to Pontius Pilate, he'll deal with him. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. He was over there turning over money changers tables, causing trouble. That's what they said. And hey man, we can't have him around here he messing up the good order around here. So they did something about it. They don't have no remorse for what they did to him. We, as Americans, we believe in something totally different. We got to protect the land where God came from. Israel is the land of God. Now we over here bombing Iran because Israel wants us. Man, them folks going to get us into a whole bunch of shit. Why they don't even believe what we believe in. But the point is, they know we do. As long as they know we believe it, they got us.
And the president at the time wanted his military to violently attack them by shooting them. An account of the president's thinking came from someone very close to him, his own defense secretary at the time, Mark Esper. Watch.
I thought that we're at a different spot now. He's going to finally give a direct order to deploy paratroopers into the streets of Washington, D.C., and I'm thinking with weapons and bayonets. This would be horrible.
What specifically was he suggesting that the U.S. military should do to these protesters?
And he says, can't you just shoot them? Just shoot them in the legs or something.
Yeah. Trump. Yeah. This man wants us out of here. He wants us out of here. He wants us deleted.
How weird to make a hat for a thing that can't happen.
This is just sad.
Not realize that you could qualify for disability benefits.
Let me turn it down. Just gotta, get this in there real quick. I don't know what's going on with that. I gotta look though. This is what I'm saying. If you understand what happened the last time with Trump, then you understand what he's doing this time. I can put the pieces together for you. Here, it's like everything I say, I got receipts for it. Maybe my vocabulary ain't quite there, but I know what I'm talking about. Now, we're going to do this right here. I'm going to explain something, what's going on now, and then we're going to talk. We're going to listen to the Secretary of Defense, the one who used to hold Pete Hegseth's job. Listen to what he says Trump told him to do to the supporters the last time he was president. Okay, what's happening now is this. Trump is deploying the National Guard. He's in there terrorizing neighborhoods. Listen, I understand what you see on TV, right? But it's only on that one block. It's not like the whole city of Portland is just being fucked up. It's not. It's just right in front of that facility. And you know why they're there? Because when you send in the military, a lot of citizens don't like that. They like our military to do what they do away from here. But when you send them into our city and you're saying it's basically you're here for us, people will push back. That's what you see. Trump sends in the military, then you get the crowds. But before that, it's 2 or 3 people there with elephant suits on and frog suits dancing to music. Soon as the military get there, you got whole neighborhood full of people out there. It escalates like that. But what I'm saying is this. Trump had a playbook the first time. Now he's got a Secretary of War, not Defense. They changed it to do it whatever he wants him to do. Now, this is what Mark Esper said Trump wanted him to do the first time he was president.
The president at the time wanted his military to violently attack them by shooting them. An account of the president's thinking came from someone very close to him, his own defense secretary at the time, Mark Esper. Watch.
But that we're in a different spot now. He's going to finally give a direct order to deploy paratroopers into the streets of Washington, D.C., and I'm thinking with weapons and bayonets. This would be horrible.
What specifically was he suggesting that the U.S. military should do to these protesters?
And he says, can't you just shoot them? Just shoot them in the legs or something. And he's suggesting that that's what we should do, that we should...
That's violent. Trump is a violent man. He's a very violent man. He ain't gonna whoop no ass. He'd like to see people get their ass whooped, though. That's why he like the UFC and stuff like that. He gonna hold a UFC at the White House. Look, how crazy is that? How crazy is that? UFC at the White House? Man, that's crazy. Why you think he didn't do nothing when they were scaling the wall at the Capitol? Because he liked the violence. Why you think he blowing up fishing boats off the coast of Venezuela? Because he likes the violence. Yeah, he really does. $7 o'clock, I think I'd get off. But Trump likes the violence. Let me just look at this while this is on, so I can tell what's going on.
The destination is the franchise that terrified and
was yelling at people, why are you telling us not to show back up in D.C.? This seems to be a terrible strategy. Meanwhile, you had MAGA...
I didn't hear what he said.
There was apparently chaos during a private call of MAGA Republican House members as a growing list of MAGA Republicans are completely pissed off that they are no longer...
See? Them Republicans is holding a meeting right now, and they say they constituents, they voted are pissed about their food stamps and their health plan. He said, why the hell, they asked him, why the hell we here? We should be voting to try to end this shit. Donald Trump called it. No, we ain't doing it. Yep. He stopped them again, they pissed. Dude, here is crazy.
Being able to show up in the House, they don't like MAGA.
Get some. Get some milk right